Hey everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And this day is going to be so much fun. Have you guys ever heard of wholesale real estate? Well, if you've been watching Expert Talk, you definitely have because he's been on the show before. You got to understand, there are so many different avenues of real estate other than your local agent helping you with your local home, being able to buy your dream house. There's flipping, there's, multi-door. Just sit there because my brother Bryce is here and we're going to dig into real estate today. So sit right there. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. You heard me right. We're going to talk about the business of real estate, not just being an agent or a broker, and it's cool if you are, but if you're looking to really be on a global level and truly understand this game called real estate, you're in the right place because my brother Bryce is here. Bryce, are you out there?
I'm here. What's up, Tigo?
What's up, Court Chopping? Let's go. Let's talk about what you do all day long. What's behind you? Real estate.
Real estate. Gosh, real estate is so diverse. And most people, like you said, they only think that it's either a Ponzi scheme because you got to do it with no money out of pocket. And that just didn't work for them. Or I've got a realtor friend, right? Like how many of us have ever thought that? Before we go into real estate, though, I just want to say, like, every time I hear that intro of yours, lady, I just want to dance.
I know, right? We're dancing too. I know. Okay, never mind. I'm glad you're dancing as well. That's awesome.
I love it. I had to share. I started jamming there in between segments there. Yeah. So real estate. Here's the deal. At the end of the day, I was just like most of you. 10 years ago, I was in a bad spot of my life. A little over 10 years ago. And real estate changed my life. And so there's a couple of core beliefs that I have. Number one is that everyone needs a coach because a good coach can get you a lot further than you doing it on your own. And number two, that real estate can change your life. It did for me, and it's done it for tens of thousands of other people that I've helped and showed what we do. And so, you mentioned wholesaling. That is like my bread and butter. Yes, I own a brokerage. We've got thousands of agents in that business, and we've been blessed. We do fix and flip. Yes, we do that. It's fun. It's not like you see on TV. Then we do this like little niche in real estate called wholesaling. And what wholesaling is, Tigo, is almost like an agent. When you think of a traditional agent connecting a buyer with a seller, however, wholesale is the key word. And what I mean by that is instead of paying full retail price, you actually get massive discounts on real estate, not just because the property needs work. Most of the time that's the case, but because people are in situations that they just need out of. Maybe they're going through a divorce. They just had a death in the family. They're in debt. I mean, look at our current surroundings in the economy right now.
Yeah.
When the investment world or in the investment world, one thing that I know is that when the economy's good, real estate's good. When the economy's bad, wholesaling and investments in real estate are even better. And so that's what I'm excited to talk about this today.
So when you're a wholesaler, are you a broker or real estate agent that happens to do wholesaling? Do you have to have a real estate license? How does that all work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So every state is governed differently. right? So for example, if you go back to our home state, Tigo, in Illinois, you can only do one wholesale transaction per calendar year, per
Oh,
entity,
wow.
or per person, your social security number, unless you're licensed or
Ah,
you're like me that have done tens of thousands of these transactions and know how to finagle and work the system. Form a
okay.
company, put it into a series, contract in that name, and sell it. Now, that was $1 million tip for any of you out there, but
Whew,
there's a lot more that goes into this. So every state is different. In most
okay.
states, they honor the Constitution of the law of the land and say that people can do business between persons without having somebody in the mix. So in most states, you don't need a license. Now, I'm not giving legal advice here, so please go consult with your local attorney and CPA to figure out what's best for you, or just hire your boy and let me show you the ropes, you know? But most cases, you don't need a license. I'm not licensed. I own a licensed brokerage, but I'm not licensed, right? And we do
Wow.
transactions all over the country, and we do it virtually, and we have for almost, a little over 10 years. So it's different in every state, and every law is different, but the overarching no to license. Now, do you need an agent? Agents can really help you, but it's not necessary. What I
Okay.
like to do is tell people that I work with to go where the people are. So people that are in debt, pre-foreclosure, bankruptcy list, absentee owners. That's all public information if you know how to find it. And you find these types of persons that need to sell a property in these types of situations,
Hmm.
contract it, and then sell it to somebody like you and I that have the money, that are able to invest and create win-win solutions. I use my house often as an example. The current
Okay.
house that I'm in, back when I bought it, going on 4 years, it'll be 4 years this summer, it appraised right around 7 or 800,000. It's
Okay.
more than I need. It's a massive house, but it was in a rural community that was up and coming on the north suburbs of Dallas.
Okay.
Now this house appraises, and I seen this coming in the market, and I was living in University Park. Like Mark Cuban was my neighbor. I didn't
Oh,
need to
wow.
move, right?
Right.
We upgraded in size and downgraded on finances because we were making some pivots. And it's my wife and my son and I. We don't need this big of a house. I've got 5 extra bedrooms. So Tigo, whenever you come, you stay with me, right?
Sounds good to
Here's
me. I'm on my way.
here's the deal. We paid 300 cash on contract. While
Okay.
we were going through the title process, I was starting to look for loans. And as soon as we closed, I did a refi on it. And I was able to walk into this house with zero money out of pocket because my refinanced my loan, closed the first deal. So I put
Hmm.
300 cash down out of my pocket, closed the first deal, and 1 hour later, my loan came in and paid me back another 100,000. So I got paid 100 grand to move into this house, financed 400 that on an appraised value of like 6 something. So I walked into the house with a couple $100,000 in equity, got paid 100 grand to move in. Fast forward 4 years, this house is well over $1 million. The house literally
Wow.
across the street from me just sold in excess of like $1.2 million. Like,
Wow.
I could literally refinance and pay off my loan, get paid again $500,000 and go buy other real estate right now if I wanted to. And we do this all the time.
I
But
know somebody's watching and losing their minds right now, going, how do I learn how to do that? And not only is real estate your bread and butter and wholesaling your bread and butter, but also teaching people all over the country how to do this.
yeah,
So tell me a little bit about how that process works. Are they coming to classrooms? Is this virtual? Because I know people are just sitting there going, how do I learn? Where do I go? How do I connect?
yeah. So great question. So we teach actually in very simplistic terms so that people can get it sooner rather than later. So a lot of you are wondering, like, why is this hat backwards? Well, it's an acronym for sharpen, selflessly helping already persons eager for nurturing, right? Simple steps that make sense. So selflessly helping already persons, right? Like You got to be ready, you got to be eager, and you got to be willing to trust the process. That's the first step. The second step is we put this into a very simple learning environment to where we have video modules that you can go through at your own pace. And we meet twice a week via live Zoom from people all over the world, not just the country, the world. I've got clients in Japan and in China and Australia that are doing deals, Canada into the United States from their location.
Wow.
And we have a very simple 7-step process that we teach. Marketing out, leads come in, it's almost not even a step. Have a conversation that leads to a contract, and then market that contract to an end buyer. Leads come in, have another conversation that leads to a contract. The difference between the two contracts is that step number 7 is what you get paid when it goes to closing. And I say step number 7, all deals go to heaven and you get paid. So it's that simple. It really is. Sure, there's micro processes in between, but at the end of the day, you've got to master the process before you start adding systems and bogging yourself down financially and mentally and holding yourself back.
Man, oh man, just in time, because Alan just threw up the 1-minute warning, but that is so valuable, the information you just shared. How do they get in touch with you? Because I know people are going, I gotta be in his class. So how do they reach out?
I would love to share. So first and foremost, we wrote a book, The 5-Hour Flip. It literally breaks that process down. And anywhere throughout that ebook, you can jump on a calendar with my team and I. So it's the number 5hourflip.com, 5hourflip.com, or we have our REI Results Academy, just like it sounds, REI Results Academy.com.
Awesome, brother. I thank you so much for hanging out and just sharing your knowledge. You're just a wealth of knowledge. You are the best. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Love you, lady. God bless.
Love you. This episode, you know what I'm about to tell you. If you missed what he said for the web address, go to Tigo Direct. Type in Bryce. Type in real estate. Probably type in wholesale, and it'll come up. You'll be able to reach directly to him. There's no cost to you. There's no cost to Bryce, but it's our way to make sure you guys can stay connected. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I did. I learned a lot. I hope you'll be here next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.